What's up, guys? This is me, Brandon Green, owner of Goldelementautoworks. What I'm doing today is I'm doing an oil change on my wife's GL550. Now, I already did the oil change. You're probably wondering why I'm making this video then. Well, because along with the oil change, I typically do an air filter change. Now, this GL550 has a stabilizer bar, or they call this a, what do they call this thing? It's the top of each strut. It runs across, what is that called? Engine, upper engine, strut, tower brace. What it does is supply extra stability for high cornering maneuvers for the top of the struts, because the chassis will want to flex wherever it can flex under high maneuverability and driving conditions, high speed conditions. And so what this bar does is you usually see it really on high-end sports cars, but Mercedes put it on their GL just to provide that extra stability. So that's pretty cool, pretty dope. Now, the reason why it is loosened, right? These bolts right here have been removed is because it has to be lifted up in order to remove this engine cover. And why am I removing the engine cover? Because the air filters are located right inside there. And to remove those, you have to remove this engine cover. So I already did an oil change. The oil change is simple. You simply get up under the car. You don't even have to jack the car up. I have my jack there, but I didn't need it. Put the car in its highest setting because it is air ride. So have it in its highest setting. Get up underneath. And you remove this cover. There's a couple 10mm bolts. This plastic cover right here. Remove that plastic cover. The oil pan is pointing, the drain plug is pointing in the front of the vehicle. So drop this. It's just maybe like 6 or 8 10mm bolts. Drop that under paneling that plastic cover. And then you have I believe it to be a 13mm bolt with a copper washer. You loosen that. Already have a oil pan prepared to catch 9.5 quarts of oil. I use Mobil 1 0W40. That's what I use. I have a couple of them over there and down there. I order the large, I think they're like 12 quart containers, or 0W40 Mobil 1. I think it's 12 quarts is what each of those boxes hold. I get the large boxes. I order them online. I think Walgreens used to sell them, and that's probably the cheapest place to buy Mobil 1. If you go to a local store, is Walmart. Sometimes they have those large containers. Most of the times they just have the 5 quarts, but they had those there one time before, so I wound up going online and ordering them. So I have a bunch of those here. Anyways, 9.5 quarts or liters is what this right here holds. So be prepared to catch that. Put that oil pan right up under there. Loosen that 13mm oil plug bolt, and it all shoots out. All right, so catch it all. Try to keep your workplace or workspace as clean as possible. I usually use a towel to catch the residual and the extra spillage. All right, cool. So this right here, this is your oil filter. It's on the top of all these modern Mercedes engines. I use one of these right here. A special little tool to remove it, so you don't have to use, some type of pliers to grab it and scratch it up. Just use one of these right here. Adapters, easy. Pull that out. What you'll get is a dirty, nasty oil filter that looks like this right here. Nasty, right? And it has a couple rubber O-rings. There's 3. Whatever. I'm showing you guys my trash. There's 3 of those. And there's one large one. Now the kit comes with a couple extra O-rings. For this application, you don't need them. They just come with extra ones. And you'll put a fresh. In my case, I use Mans. These, I buy them in bulk also. And you'll use 3 of those oil rings. Just a larger one and 2 identical size mid-size ones. All right. So you make sure you remove the existing ones and you add those 3 on there. And you slide that oil filter onto this device right here, which holds the oil filter. Once you pull that out, slide it back on, lube the rubber ring so that it goes down and twists without issue, and it fully seats. All right, make it tight. Don't make it so tight that you break something, but make it tight enough where it's snug and secure. So after your oil change, oh yeah, of course, after that, you pull this oil cap off and you get a funnel and add 9.5 quarts. All right. After, of course, you put the drain plug back in. All right. Put the drain plug back in. After you let it drip for a while. Let it drip for a while. Let it get all that nasty crap out of there. That's the settlement. Let it get it all out. Let it drip for a while. It's better if you warm the car up before you do the oil change so that it's thinner. The viscosity thins out and it flows easier and faster, right? Cool. Expect it to be a little warm though. If you let the engine run for a while, oil will be hot, so be careful. Don't burn yourself. So after you get finished with your oil change, then like I said, throw that oil drain plug back in, fill it up with the funnel, 9.5 quarts. Check your levels on this GL. Your dipstick is right here. Check it. Make sure. Dry it off first. All right, you got your lines right here. I don't know how well you can see that, but it should be like, well, just read it. It should be at his, let me see if I can show you. Shoot, hold on. It should be at about right here. All right. I think there's some kind of indicator on here. Yeah, you can barely read it, but it says right there, that's the fill line. All right, just look at it. You know what I'm talking about. Dry it off first, pull it out, dry it off, dip it in there, pull it back out, check your levels. 9.5 quarts, like I said, on the 550. I believe it is the same with the 450. Just double check. Just double check. Google it. You'll find the answer. So, like I said, now I have to do the air filter, and you have to lift this up in order to get clearance. You have to remove those bolts in order to get just enough room to raise this up high enough to clear that engine cover. Otherwise, it will snag. Only thing securing the engine cover is you have a couple metal little prongs that catch onto these hard plastic or rubber things right here. You got it right there. You got one back there. You have another one back there. So make sure those snap on. In the front, you should have 2 little guide pins that fall right into these rubber grommets right there. And then you have back there this metal clip that secures it to the mass airflow sensor or the intake. And that's it, guys. So when you do an oil change, consider doing your air filter also. All right, it's easy. When you pull these off, just be careful. Try not to break them. When you reattach them, make sure you put them in there all the way. Sometimes they get bent and they don't attach right, and it makes it harder next time you try to reattach it. All right. Now this GL550, I've done a radiator swap. I've had to pull the old radiator out on this one and put a new one in. That was when we first got it. So we're talking about like maybe 5-6 years ago. I don't know. It's been a while. But now I have to do the radiator on that GL550 2010 down there in front of the house, my other personal one. So not looking forward to it because I believe I had to remove the front bumper to do it. And you have to just bend over for a while, reach down in there, and it's tight. And you just have to be thorough and patient and make sure reassembly is done on those lines so they don't pop off in oil or transmission fluid or coolant goes everywhere. You're going to make a mess. There's going to be coolant all over the place. Buy a whole lot of coolant and just be prepared for that situation. So I'll get around to that sooner than later because it's at the point now that vehicle needs maintenance. The brake pads are now worn on that, so the indicator is on. And shoot, I got to do that radiator before that thing overheats. Adding coolant is becoming wasteful because it's pouring out. And I don't think the environment likes that either. So I got to remedy that as soon as possible. But for the time being, let me focus on this GL550. Oil change is done. I'm about to do the air filters. Now, this right here I need to do because these are ugly. Oh, look at that. It's horrible looking, man. I don't like that. Mercedes did a horrible job because you still have these right here, man. This is a 2003, and these still stay clear. Nice. This design that they did allows water to permeate and fog it up, and it's just ugly. Same thing on this side. Now, Mercedes, come on, y'all. Y'all been building these cars long enough. Y'all know better. Y'all know better. Come on. And then these headlights, of course, fog up too, where they get yellow. You know, they're yellow on the outside. They have to be polished and sanded pretty often. So that sucks too. I already changed these out because these developed rust a long time ago. So I already swapped those out. That rusted look. So, you know, you just got to maintain these cars, man. After I get finished with this oil change and air filter, I already added some windshield washer fluid as well. Just reset the service A, B, C, whatever is turned on. Reset that, all right? So after this is done, the car should run smooth. Never had any issues with the car running before, but definitely have to give this needed maintenance and attention. Also, there's a little bit of oil leakage, and it's coming from this oil cooler, which is a common issue with this engine. Those oil coolers do leak, so I will swap that out. I've done it before on an S550. Looks like I have to do it on this one because there's a lot of oil that's seeping down there, collecting at the bottom of the under body paneling, plastic covering, whatever. All right, guys. So that's what I'm dealing with today. Shoot, I have a whole lot really I have to do. I have a laundry list of things that I have to do with every car that I have. And it's just maintenance is what it is. Oil change next on the G-Wagon. And the windshield washer pump is not working, so I have to change that out. So I have a pump for that as well. I guess I'll try to record that process. I can't record everything I do because it slows me down, but I try to record some of what I do. All right, so that's it, guys. Let me get back to work and finish this project, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right, more content on the way as usual. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.